Hi guys, and welcome to today's tutorial. In today's lesson we're going to look at the chapter settlement, and we're going to look at two case studies which are Limerick and Cologne. So Limerick is found along the River Shannon and Cologne is found along the River Rhine. So for your junior certificate examination you need to know of two cities that have developed along a river inside of Ireland and a river outside of Ireland. So we're going to look at the River Shannon and we're going to look at the city of Limerick and the different functions that the city of Limerick has. And then we're going to look at Germany and we're going to look at the River Rhine, and you can find the city of Cologne along the River Rhine. And we're going to look at the different functions that Cologne has as a city. So the first thing we're going to look at is the city of Limerick, and one of the main functions that you can find in the city of Limerick is that it's a very much a market function. So market function. And the reason why Limerick is a market function is because it's a roof focus. And because it's a roof focus, it encourages a lot of people to go here. And this is a good place for buyers and sellers to meet each other. So therefore that's why it's a market function. Also, because it's on the river, beside the River Shannon, you find that the soil is very fertile because of in times of flood, it's left loads of alluvium, and because of the fertile soils, this makes it very useful for agriculture and growing crops, which can then be sold in the city of Limerick. The second function that we're going to look at is that Limerick is very much a port function. And the reason why it's a port function is because it's located on an estuary along the River Shannon, and lots of industries have located here, such as the Ognish aluminium industry, where they've located to make the aluminium. And this means that it's very easy for transportation, because the boats can come into the port and then they can unload and load the boats full of the different products. The third function of the city of Limerick would be that it's ecclesiastical. So ecclesiastical just means like religious function, and if you're looking on OS maps trying to identify ecclesiastical function, you'll usually find churches, megalithic tombs, antiquities and so on. And in Limerick, the reason why it's ecclesiastical function is because St Mary's Cathedral is located here. It's also the seat of bishops for different dioceses in here in Limerick, and it's got many churches in Limerick. So therefore, this is why we would say this is an ecclesiastical function. So that's the three main functions of Limerick City. Remember that there are more functions of Limerick City, such as recreational, residential, and educational with the university. But these are three that I've chosen to use here. So we're going to now look at the case study of Cologne. So Cologne is found in Germany, and it's along the River Rhine. And just take note of how it's spelt from the Germans. Okay, so it's spelled like this: Cologne. One thing I just want you to remember that sometimes comes up in the junior cert short questions is that you might ask whereabouts does the River Rhine have its source. So the source is the start point. I always remember because S for start, so S for source, and the source is in the Swiss Alps. And whereabouts is the mouth of the River Rhine? The River Rhine enters the North Sea at Rotterdam in Holland or Netherlands. Okay, so we're going to look at Cologne and three functions of the city of Cologne. So the first function they're going to put down is a market function. So very similar to Limerick City, this also is a market function. And the reason why it's a market function is because it's a bridging point on the River Rhine, and therefore it makes it very easy and accessible, and kind of acts as like a center point. So therefore a lot of services will okay here, so it makes it a good place to be a market centre for buying and selling. The second one we're going to look at A second function is a port function, just like the city of Limerick. So the port function. And the reason why it's a port function is because it's got a port on the River Rhine, and the port deals with very large ships and vessels for importing and exporting lots of products. The third function that we're going to look at for Cologne is recreational. So it's a recreational function. And the reason why Cologne is a recreational function is because it's got many things that attract people to the area for leisure activities and hobbies. It's got the football stadium of Cologne. It also offers a variety of attractions such as the Cologne Cathedral, and many other sporting facilities can be found in Cologne, and therefore this is why we would call this a recreational function. So just a little note for your junior cert. What might actually happen is you might be asked in your junior cert, can you give name 2 cities that can be found along rivers, and explains some of the functions. Okay, you might be asked some of the similarities. And you can see some of the similarities here. So you got the market function in both Cologne and Limerick. Both are port functions. Both are actually recreational. Both are ecclesiastical. You could say both are educational as well. Educational function, because both have universities in the cities. And usually what you'll find is with cities, they are usually multifunctional. And because they've got a range of functions that they provide to the people in that settlement area. So that's it for today's tutorial, where we looked at 2 cities they can find along rivers. So we looked at, you can find Limerick along the River Shannon and Cologne along the River Rhine. You need to know what is the function of both these areas, okay, and they're quite similar. They've got a lot of the same kind of functions, because usually with cities, like we said, they are multifunctional. And if you enjoyed the video, if you learned something from it, can you please leave me some feedback in the comments below? If you'd like some more videos, you can get some more videos on the website, examrevision.ie. I'd love if you could subscribe to the YouTube channel, and you can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram for the latest news and updates. Thanks.